Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming to you today with a contrast by comparison. Basically, I'm going to compare Mechwarrior Online with Star Citizen, and we're going to check out the differences. They are both a computer game only. They do not support console gaming. They are not console games. You can only play these games on PCs, on computers. That's Mechwarrior Online and Star Citizen. They are both free to play, so you can download them and play them both for free without any purchase. In Mechwarrior Online, you can buy in-game currency, MC or mech credits, and you can trade those in for cool stuff like rare limited edition mechs or equipment. And in Star Citizen, you can buy in-game currency, UEC, for in-game cool stuff like limited edition ships or equipment. So very similar in that regard. Now Mechwarrior Online is okay. Before I go any further, I do want to let you know that everything that I talk about today in this video is my personal opinion, and it's my personal observation, and it's what I believe. Okay, it's not. I don't work for either company. I'm not trying to bash either company. What I'm trying to do is just give you an honest opinion of how they compare to each other, in my opinion. Okay, so now, having said that, let's talk about Mechwarrior Online. Mechwarrior Online is currently in beta, but it's claiming to be live. I say that because the entire game's not finished. They've announced a number of different features that were going to be finished when it went live, by the time it went live, and then they rushed up the live activation date. They went live, but they still didn't have those features finished or even implemented in any way in the game. Mainly community warfare. Star Citizen. Star Citizen is in alpha. They have a lot of features that you can, as a player, do. You can play around in your hangar. You can do things. You can change equipment on your mechs and spaceships and things like that. But they're claiming to be pre-alpha, still in production. So it's kind of a mix, because Star Citizen is allowing players to interact with the production of the game. So even though it's still in production, it has the feeling that it's in alpha, even though it's not. Okay, Mechwarrior Online. It had a founders program where players could back the game. They could buy mech packages or mechs, and then play them in pre-alpha and in alpha, and with faith that Mechwarrior Online was going to be a successful game. So they did have something. They had a founders program. Star Citizen has a backer program, so you can pledge money to them so that they can produce this game and make it successful, so that you'll be able to play in the alpha. And yeah, all right. So then they both use CryEngine 3. CryEngine 3 is the game engine. Now, Mechwarrior Online bases its game on a 1980s board game, where Star Citizen is on a 1980s computer game. So both of these have roots in the 80s. Okay, now in Mechwarrior Online, your mechs have external hitboxes. So the mechs take damage in these external hitboxes, and then once the armor is penetrated, the components inside those zones are randomly damaged. The random number generator generates which of those get damaged. You have your head, your legs, your arms, your torsos, exactly. Okay, where in Star Citizen, the components are actually modeled in their locations in your ship. And if that location in your ship actually gets hit by a laser beam or a autocannon or something like that, at that point, then that component is actually hit. So when someone's shooting at your ship, if they know your vulnerable spots, like they know that your life support is in a certain spot, they can aim for that spot and hit it and actually damage your life support. So to me, that's a little bit more realistic way to model your damage. All right, Mechwarrior Online. It has a large number of different mech models and variants. A large number. You know, they have light, medium, heavy assault mechs. They have 5 or 6, maybe sometimes more, mech classes in each of those weight classes. So, and then each of those mech classes have 4 or 5 variants themselves. So you're looking at just the assault mechs probably have over 36 different variants, and then you go with each of the different sizes. You're looking at well over 100, maybe 150 various mechs in the game, where Star Citizen only has a few ships. It has about a dozen ships, maybe about, some of them have 3 or 4 models. So you're looking at maybe 20 ships, you know, in Star Citizen. That number should be growing, but right now they only have about 20 ships. But if you remember back, okay, now I'm going to step back just a second. If you remember back when Mechwarrior started, they had probably about 3-4 classes by maybe 3 or 4 mechs in each class. Let's say 3. So that would be 12 times 3. They had about 36 when they started, approximately. All right, now Mechwarrior Online is ground combat in walking battle mechs, and that's all the game is ground combat in walking battle mechs. Where in Star Citizen you have spaceship dogfighting as well as first-person combat. So you can actually get out of your ship and run around with a gun in your hands. Mechwarrior Online, it's PvP combat, player versus player combat only. It's always player versus player, where Star Citizen is player versus player and player versus environment, or PvE or AI ships, as well as a social environment. You're not always fighting. Sometimes you are walking around in a city, going from bar to weapons dealer to whatever. So you actually have kind of a multiple different aspects to the game. Mechwarrior Online. It claims to be working on an organization tool for guilds. Star Citizen also claims to be working on an organization tool for guilds. When will these be released? TBA. Mechwarrior Online has a parent company guiding the production of the game. Some say that limits their creativity and their ability to make decisions because they have to go through the parent company and get their permission first. Star Citizen does not have a parent company. It allows them to be more freedom. They are their own company. They do not answer to anyone except for Chris Roberts. He's the main man there, allowing them more freedoms. So if they want to do something, they do it. Okay, now this next few comments might rile a few feathers, but I'm going to say them anyway. Mechwarrior Online has a very active community with some great ideas and suggestions, with some very passionate players of the Battletech series of games. I mean, they're extremely passionate about Mechwarrior. Star Citizen, it has a very active community with many great ideas and suggestions, and many passionate players of the Wing Commander series of games. So you'll see a lot of passion in both of these forums for their respective games. Now, in my opinion, Mechwarrior Online has a community of old Battletech players who are set in their ways and are rude if they don't get their way, or even to newer players. Because I've personally made a few forum posts and I've been attacked. And these forum posts were set up in all good intentions and, just being curious about a certain thing, or maybe I honestly posted it in a wrong spot or something like this, and I get jumped on by the community. The community just and then when you talk to these players in the game, some players are very rude. It's like they are and childish, I'm going to have to say. There are a lot of childish players in Mechwarrior Online. I don't know what it is about that. Okay, but then on the contrast, in my opinion, and remember, in my opinion, Star Citizen has a community of young and old Wing Commander players, or just players who like space sims in general, who are excited to be getting into a great product and are genuinely friendly and helpful, with a few exceptions. There's a few guys in the Star Citizen community that are the same way. They might even be the same players, because I've noticed a lot of Mechwarrior Online players have, like myself, have handles in both. So I've even seen some guilds, like my own, that has a community in both. So I don't know. But I feel, just by the tone of the conversations and the tone of the chats and the way people respond to my forum posts, that the community in Star Citizen is a lot more polite, helpful, and it just seems to be a more friendly community. Okay. I know that's going to rile some feathers. And okay, having said that, check out the comments on this video and take a look at whose feathers it riles. You get some, yeah. So I can't wait to see some of the comments that come in, just to see who is actually posting them. All right, back to Mechwarrior Online. Mechwarrior Online has a vision and a plan to implement the vision, and does not listen to its community. Mainly, they know what they want to do. They're in the process of doing it. They're rocking and rolling. They've got their production schedule laid out in front of them, and they are trying to meet it as best they can. Where Star Citizen, it's a company, it has a vision and a plan, but it solicits ideas from the community on a regular basis. Now, I say that because just recently, as an example, just recently, they asked, would you guys like to have X, Y, or Z as a star system? And the community said, hey, we want to have Z. We want to have this black hole in the star system, or something like that, if I remember right. And they said, okay, boom. And then a couple of weeks later, an announcement was released that this system was going to be coming out with a black hole in it. So that tells me that they're actually listening. But they do that on a number of occasions. That happens, I would say, monthly. They've been asking the community, what do you guys want out of this? If they answer, and they say, okay, that's the direction we're going to go. So they're listening. Okay, Mechwarrior Online. It uses the forums. The company uses the forums to announce release dates and new features in the game. They go on podcasts and they go on things like that, but company features that are specifically from the company, it's pretty much the forum. They will announce everything in the forum and try to meet that goal and everything, but they usually won't announce it until it's almost completed, like maybe a month out, and then so they know that they're going to meet their objectives. Where Star Citizen, I'm going to have to say, uses the forum also, but it has video streams, and it like live feeds all the time from the developers themselves, talking to the community, getting feedback from the community to find out and to let them know what they're working on, how far the production is, and they even give videos of what it looks like in production, like how far they've gotten and what they're working on at the current time. And yeah, they just keep everybody in the loop, basically. Back to Mechwarrior Online. Mechwarrior Online keeps its finances hidden. Basically, you can dig, you can find it somewhere, you can actually go and publicly pull up their finances and figure out exactly where their money's being spent. But it's also going into the parent company, so it's a little hard to do that. It's not like right there on the front of their website. Star Citizen posts their profits made, gross actually, directly right there on their live website. I mean, it updates by the minute. It's updating, and they do that as a matter of pride and to let you know where you're at, because backers and pledgers get rewards based on how much money they've earned. It's a lot like Kickstarter or something like that. So you can actually see how, and when they reached 20 million, They didn't have any goals after that, so they could have just kept earning money and leaving the pledge tracker, at over 20 million or something like that. But you know what they're doing? They're announcing the next level. They don't have to be giving us anything, but they giving back to the community. So they're announcing every level, and as the money grows, players like myself that have already pledged are earning free stuff. I mean, that's just awesome. I don't mean to bash on Mechwarrior Online because I love the game. I do love the game. The gameplay is fun and exciting. You can do team play. You can do co-op play with others. Great. Star Citizen gameplay, who knows? It might not be a good game to play, but right now, it's still in production. Gameplay's unknown. Mechwarrior Online is fun and exciting. Okay. Factions. Okay. There are a number of factions in Mechwarrior Online. But they're all human. Okay. You can play a house unit, six factions, something like that, and then you have the mercs, which is not really in a faction. Then you have the clans, which are kind of outside the whole clan house. It's outside the house inner sphere. So, but they're all humans and there's no aliens. Where in Star Citizen, the factions for the players are all human. Okay, aliens are only in the game as AI at this time. They're the villains or they're the people you trade with, things like that. They're just for background, their scenery. They are in the game, but they're not playable. But the factions are really, are you a citizen or are you not? Are you lawful or are you an outlaw? Because that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, there's no houses or... Now, yes, there will be guilds like the Mercenaries Guild or the Woodcutters Guild or whatever there might be in the Star Citizen, and I guess those might be considered factions, but I consider those to be guilds, so I don't consider those factions. Okay. In Mechwarrior, your character does get experience. You level up your skills. You have individual leveling is to be released when Community Warfare comes out. So yeah, you get experience. You level up your skills. In Star Citizen, characters do not level up nor have skills. And when Chris says the game is skill-based, he's talking about the player himself, what skills he needs, like to shoot straight. Not the character in the game, but we're talking about the player. How good are you at playing the game? So yeah, Mechwarrior has skills, Star Citizen does not. Mechwarrior Online. When in your mech, your perspective is that your mech is only about man-sized. Little bitty buildings running around. It doesn't seem like you're this giant stompy robot. But when you're in a spaceship in Star Citizen, your perspective is that you're in a big spaceship. In Mechwarrior, every vehicle has a crew of one. It's you, and you control your mech, and it's you against the world. Where in Star Citizen, you have some vehicles that are multi-crew, so that you can have your friends join you, log in, and be part of your crew on your ship. All right, final thoughts. This is closing out the video. Mechwarrior Online is a playable game right now. It's fun. It's an exciting combat system. It's great for fans of Mechwarrior, BattleTech, or any giant stompy robots. It's a really good game. Honestly, it is honestly a fun and good game. Star Citizen will hopefully deliver on its promises as an MMO-style space sim game with ship-to-ship combat, first-person ground combat, and with story and social interactions between players. So, Mechwarrior Online, Star Citizen, very similar features, but two completely different games. All right, thanks for coming out and checking out this video. And for your Mechwarrior players, good luck, have fun. And for you Star Citizen players, I'll see you in the verse.